All right, I'm walking into Castro Valley Coin, trying to see if I can get some good deals on some silver, maybe some gold. We'll just see what they have.
StackingKat.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the StackingKat channel, where I talk all things silver with a little bit of gold. And thank you all for watching. If you could please subscribe, smash that like button, and share this video, that would be awesome. Alright, so as you guys just saw, I went to my local coin shop, Castro Valley Coin, the other day, and was able to make some nice purchases, some silver, a little bit of gold. Alright, so let's go out there right now, and I'll show you guys some of the different silver coins and rounds that I searched through as I was making the decision of what I was going to purchase. Alright, so as you can see, I have out on the table everything that I picked up from the coin shop. I have 4 1-ounce vintage silver rounds. I have a dollar face in standing Liberty quarters. I have an old barber dime and a nice little piece of gold. Actually, let's start out with that little piece of gold here from Mexico. Try to get that in there. It's really small. You guys can see it's the Dos y Medio with Hidalgo on the front. It's a 1945, so a 2.5 peso. They hooked me up on a really good deal there at the coin shop. Basically paid a gold bullion price for it, although it has a little numismatic value to it as well. Let's get to the reverse here. Yeah, this thing is super small. It is 0.06 ounces of gold. Actually, a little bit more than that, but not too much. So, Estados Unidos Mexicanos with the seal of Mexico, which of course is the eagle biting the head off the snake. This is one of their older seals that they were using at the time, over the olive and wheat branches. So you have kind of a hard time even getting it in focus. It is so small. So you can see it's between my two fingers there. And of course, so that is Hidalgo on the front. And so the 1945 is actually an interesting gold coin, the 2.5 peso version, in which many of these were actually minted between 1951 and 1972 as restrikes. Over 5 million of them, as a matter of fact. And there's only 180,000 originals out there. Although the value is pretty negligible, there's not too much difference between the originals and the restrikes. And there's no way of really knowing if you have an original or not. So either way, I paid a really good price. So thank you to the guys out there. So I had a little bit of gold, truly a little bit of gold. But it's a gold coin that I've always wanted. And when they had it, I asked him if they had it in stock. He went to the back. He was able to find one. All right, so like I said, I also picked up a dollar face of standing Liberty quarters. I know you guys saw that in the little footage from the coin shop that I had earlier in this video. So it's a 1930 San Francisco. All of them just in circulated coal condition. You can see it kind of bent up around the rim. But they sold it to me at a really good price. So, you know, basically what they're selling their Washington quarters for. And I love the Standing Liberty design, so it's nice just to get a few of those. And they all have dates on them, which is cool. So yeah, 1926, this one. No mint mark, so that is a Philadelphia. 1925, no mint mark, so also Philadelphia. So a lot of the detail is still there. It's just worn down a little bit. In a 1929, I believe this is a Denver. Really like that eagle. You know, with the new American Silver Eagle reverse that they just came out with, they just finally approved what it's going to be for 2021. Something like that would have been cool. And actually, I do have a round here that is very similar to what the new reverse is going to look like. And that is this one right here. And this is just a nondescript round, 1 ounce silver. And that's pretty much what the American Silver Eagle reverse is going to look like. The only difference is it will be flying down to perch on a branch versus this one just has nothing at all. So yeah, 1 troy ounce, and it is an international trade unit round, of course, which were very popular in the 1970s. Has a little toning on it, which is cool. On the side, it has some wheat branches and some coins. Universal trade unit, 31.1 grams, 480 grains. Yeah, so basically, if you guys look that up, I'll put a link to the U.S. Mint's website announcing what the new reverses are going to look like for both the American Silver and Gold Eagles. And this is pretty much what the Silver Eagle is going to look like. So that one's pretty cool. It's in flight, an action shot. I don't know how big of a fan I am of the new gold that came out. And you know, it is going to be from the U.S. Mint, so it's an American Gold Eagle. I'll end up trying to stack it when it comes out. Now here's an interesting round. Certified Mint, Alaska, 49th state, with an eagle itself over a shield. I think that's the United States shield we used to see back in like the 1920s and 30s, maybe into World War II if I'm not mistaken. And so I got this because it said Alaska. However, I couldn't find where these are actually minted from or which company minted them. Although it is a bit of a series that they put on for about 4 or 5 years celebrating the Trans-Alaskan Pipeline. You see, this is the 1976 in commemoration of the Trans-Alaskan Pipeline. President Ford visits pump station. You know, President Gerald Ford, not the most exciting president in United States history, but But the fact that it was from Alaska is one of the reasons I got it. I was also born in 1976, so maybe that had some kind of subliminal messaging to me as well. But a lot of detail on this coin. It is a bit of a high relief. I don't know if you guys could tell there or not like that. But you can see the imaging is raised just a little bit. So yeah, that's a pretty cool round. I really like it. I definitely like the obverse here much more than the reverse. But that's just me. And the last round I got is from Hoffman Hoffman, a mint which I believe is still around. Although now they only do tokens, like slot machine tokens, vending machine tokens, that type of thing. And that is the alchemy symbol, the ancient practice of turning lead into gold. Much more of a grift than reality. If that was the case, that'd be awesome, but unfortunately it's not. But Hoffman Hoffman decided to pay a little tribute to the practice of alchemy and put that on the round. On the back is very nondescript. Get that in focus, except of course the most important thing, which is that it's 1 ounce of fine silver, 3 nines plus, 1980. The round's a little beaten up. However, I am just a big fan of these vintage rounds. Now this one came out in 81. There we go. Little toning on it as well. Hoffman Hoffman with the unicorn and the alchemy symbol below it. I've seen this one on a few different videos. I haven't seen the other one, which was more of a basic without the unicorn. However, the reverse is exactly the same as the other. We can get it, of course, to focus. The only difference being that it's 1981 versus 1980. Same exact thing otherwise. Oh, and before I forget, I did get this little barber dime that they hooked me up with. So my total price came out to a point where I was going to get like $1 or $2 back. And he asked if I wanted a silver dime instead, so he decided to throw me this barber dime. So thank you for that. Much rather have this in the stack than a dollar bill. And there's the reverse, just straight up 1 dime. So this is actually a little bit bigger than that gold piece, just to give you some perspective or context on how small that Dos y Medio 2.5 peso gold coin is. Classic barber dime. Of course, the barber quarters and halves have the same exact design, which is pretty similar to what we saw with the Liberty Head gold pieces of the time. The $2.50, the $5, the $10, and the $20 were all the same design on the obverse. Now, all the 4 of them have small differences on the reverse. However, you know, it's not too much, not too big of a deal. But a lot of the different coins of the time kind of follow the same patterns, and we see it in the dime, quarter, and half when it comes to the barber collection. So that's a 1914. Yeah, so it turned out to be a fun little trip. 4 1 ounce vintage silver rounds, a dollar face of standing Liberty quarters, the barber dime, and the 2.5 peso. Of course, one of my favorite mints, the Banco de Mexico, the Mexican mint, puts out a lot of great stuff. So decided to add that to the stack. And as long as you're getting some of the semi-numismatic or even numismatic stuff at a premium point, which is kind of in line with what you're going to pay for gold bullion, then I'd say go for it. Although it's small, you know, you're not going to have to spend as much. And if the premium, like I just said, is not through the roof, then I think it is worth stacking. So it's just something to add to the collection that I've always wanted. So I decided to go for it. All right then, so I think that's going to wrap things up for this video. And if you'd like to see similar videos about silver with a little bit of gold, then please subscribe and push that notification bell, smash that like button, and leave a comment. And until next time, this is the Stacking Cat.